A new school year is about to begin for students in southern Nevada, but hundreds of kids may be forced to go to new schools they don't want to attend. Opportunity scholarships are not being funded at previous levels. There are millions of dollars less, meaning low-income students who are attending private schools may have to go to public schools instead. Kim Passoff live tonight outside Mountain View Christian School with one family's story. Kim?
Yeah, so a mom that we spoke to of two boys ages 7 and 9 doesn't want to show them on TV, but she does want their story to be heard. She says that last year they were awarded opportunity scholarships to go to this private school, and it made a huge difference in their lives.
It does put you in a bind, and you kind of don't know what you're going to do.
Claudia Lamelli says her son struggled in public school. One needed extra help, the other was not challenged.
It just wasn't meeting their needs and what they needed, and educationally, or in the environment that they were in.
She looked into private school and learned about opportunity scholarships.
I love the school that they're in now. I could see their behavior was better, their grades were better.
Her boys do not yet know they may not be going back.
They don't.
I work with hundreds of families wanting to have access to this program.
Valeria Gurr with the American Federation for Children says while the governor wanted millions more to offer a choice in schools to thousands of Nevada families, it was a hot-button issue during the legislative session.
The Nevada legislature decided to cut funding for these students. It's just pure politics, and it's playing with the life of kids and hurting them.
Those against funding low-income students who want to attend private schools say it diverts money away from struggling public schools. Gurr says that is not the case.
This is a tax credit scholarship program, so businesses are able to donate in exchange for modified business tax. This money does not come from the public education budget.
Gurr adds with far less money this year, about 500 students will be impacted.
11.4 million is what it was used to be allocated last year and the year before. The program now has $6.6 million, and these organizations have to compete for the funding.
She is hopeful somehow funding can be found elsewhere.
Now in 7 days, we have 7 days. And if in 7 days we're not able to find funding anywhere else, we're going to have to let these families know that they're going to lose their scholarship and they're going to have to go back to a school that wasn't serving them.
And more than half of opportunity scholarships go to minority candidates. Families who are just now learning that their scholarships may not be renewed say that it is now too late for them to apply for competitive public charter schools. Reporting live tonight, Kim Passoff, Fox 5 News, local, Las Vegas.
Thank you. And in Nevada, opportunity scholarships are need-based for students who live in households where the income level does not exceed 300% of federal poverty guidelines.